Unit 1. We'll be looking at business objectives, business ethics, and corporate social responsibility. Business objectives. It is said that no matter what we do in life, we also have an idea of where we want to reach and how we plan to get there. We all have objectives. For you, it may be to get a grade 1 in your management of business Unit 1 exam, or to achieve all distinction in your case subject. With this in mind, objectives can therefore be defined as a specific target of performance. So setting a target or a goal. We're going to look at the nature and the role of business objectives. A well-written objective should have the following characteristics, which form the acronym SMART, S-M-A-R-T. The S, let's look at the S. S stands for specific. This means objectives should be quantifiable and precise. You must state the exact thing that you want. Objectives should be measurable. That is the N. Managers should be able to plot the organization's progress towards meeting its objectives. So you should be able to measure it, right? The outcome. The next one is the A. The A stands for attainable or achievable. While the objective should encourage people to work harder, achieving them must be within their reach. So you must set the objective where somebody can reach it and not beyond their attainability. All right? So achievable and attainable. The next one is the R. It speaks to the objective must be relevant or realistic. It cannot be untrue. It must be something that is real. All right. So many businesses have failed because they set unrealistic and irrelevant objectives, especially in their earlier years. Right. So the last one we're going to look at is T. The T stands for time. We must have a duration. When do we want to reach this target? End of month, 2 months time, 5 years time. So objectives must specify not only what is to be achieved, but also a time frame for it to be achieved. So we look at SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Now let us look at the importance of business objectives. One of them is that objectives act as a guide. So it's a guide, right, for employees and the employer to follow, right? Then the next one is that they give employees a sense of direction. Like if you check into a hotel, right? You go to the front desk and they will give you a guide where to find the restaurant, where to find the food, the time when the restaurant will open and stuff like that, right? Objectives are also used as a tool to analyze the performance of the business. So it's like a projection. It's like you have objectives and you want to see if you attain it. So it's like you want to see the outcome. Okay. Then we're going to look at the categories of objectives. Now, objectives can be broken down into short-term, medium-term, and long-term objectives. It is based on the time frame in which you want to achieve that specific goal. So let's take a look at the short-term objectives. And these are sometimes referred to as specific objectives. These are outcomes that a business wants to accomplish, and this is normally done in the period of time between 18 months, 1 to 18 months, and nothing over, right? Or else it will go over into medium term. So medium term objectives are usually less general than long term objectives. Medium term objectives are usually for a period of 1 to 4 years. Okay? So within that 1 to 4 years, you must achieve this target, this goal, whatever it is that you want to achieve. between 1 to 4 years, because it's medium, you must achieve it. Then look at the long term. Long term objectives. These are sometimes referred to as general objectives. Long term objectives are often developed from the firm's mission statement, which we'll be looking at later. So, mission statement, and we should be able to describe mission statement, describe where the organization wants to be at some point in the future. And it usually is for 5 years or more. All right. You have types of objectives, and now we are looking at the hierarchy, meaning what is at the top and what is at the bottom. Now, everything that we discussed have advantages and disadvantages. All right. So it's up to you, students, to go and do your own research on the types of objectives, the short term, the medium term, the long term, and see the disadvantages of them. The hierarchy is the same thing. You need to know what is a mission statement, what is a vision statement. Yes, you need to be able to describe them. All right, corporate objectives. Every single one of them, strategic objectives. They all have their different definition, and it is your duty to find out what they are. Corporate social responsibility now. This is a practice of the firm or the business. They're supposed to act in a certain way, in a manner, so that their actions do not negatively affect society or the environment. Some examples of these include producers who use recycled materials in the manufacture of their products. Okay, so let us look at the importance of business ethics and the integrity. All right, presently in most territories, there are some laws preventing business from damaging the environment. However, some actions cannot be prevented by the enactment of laws. Therefore, businesses are also encouraged to act ethically. Ethically speaks to ethics. The word ethic is doing the right thing, right? So ethic defines what is right or wrong, or what is moral. You know, you're growing up and you hear your mommy say you don't have any morals or values, right? So these things speak volume. Business also should be ethical. It refers to the principles or the guidelines that help to inform individuals or groups of individuals of how they should behave and should not behave. Just like in the school, in the school classroom setting, when you enter the school, the dean of discipline will tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. All right? This definition is largely dependent on the norms of society. That's based on where you're coming from and their types of rules that they have. All right. Business ethics, on the other hand, refers to the morals or set of standards that are used to guide a business and how it should conduct its affairs. This usually includes written and unwritten codes on how businesses should behave. Some common ethical issues within curriculum include the testing of products and animals, the use of child labor. You all know what child labor is, right? How employees deal with customers and how and the truthfulness versus deceptive advertisement. So let us look on code of ethics, because we just speak about code of ethics and you might be wondering what is that. Code of ethics is a document issued by the firm, or you could say the organization. What it does is to outline a set of rules or standards that will be used to govern the behavior of management and employees. So just like I explained about the school have its own standards and behavioral acceptance. So for example, at Marcus Garvey Technical High School, you're not allowed to wear a uniform 3 inches above your ankles, right? And your uniform color is a part of the standard, and what you should do during class time, those are guidelines, all right? The time when you should reach school and submission of work is also guidelines, all right? So every single organization have their own set of standards and guidelines. Okay, So let us look now on the obligation to stakeholders. Stakeholders. The firm's responsibilities to stakeholders. Consumers. They should ensure that they get value for their money. Good. Employees, there are many more, you can read them in your spare time. Employees, they should maintain proper communication lines, especially where employees will be affected by a change or a decision. For shareholders, they should be able to give fair returns on the community and a whole. They should ensure that waste is properly disposed of. Good? So these are the stakeholders, and there are many more. We have government and others. All right, good corporate governance. What is good corporate governance? Corporate governance is often defined as a set of rules, practices, and processes which guide the way a business is operating. The aim of corporate governance is to balance the interests of the stakeholders of the company. That is, the firm must cater for the needs and interests of its stakeholders as much as possible. For this to be achieved, though, the board of directors should ensure that meaningful and healthy relationships are created with shareholders and other stakeholders. So we know that communication is a must in all of this. This should be at the forefront of everything, communication. Trying to ensure that every single stakeholders and shareholders receive information pertaining to the business progress.
So now we look at the chapter summary. You have seen where we speak about the objectives, that they must be well written. They should be SMART, which is S is for S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, and R is for relevant, and T is for timely. We look at the different types of objectives. We said we have short term, long term, and medium term. We also look at the hierarchy of objectives. This outlines the firm's vision, mission, and corporate strategic, tactical, and operational objectives. Then we go straight into ethics, which means doing the right thing or the wrong thing. We speaks about that it summarize morals and values. And then we look at the number of firms, that are becoming more aware of their corporate social responsibilities. So we talk about CSR, which is corporate social responsibility. Students, see you for the next lesson, and you can repeat the video and take notes. All right, have a good one now. Stevenson Johnson signing off.